Hello everyone, and welcome back to 4 Kilobyte Shorts, Let's Play of Kerbal Space Program with Kerbal Space Adventures. Now, before we get started getting all this thing lined up and ready to go and ready to dock, I just wanted to give a little bit of a big shout out to Walrus. And I really want to give a shout out to Walrus because Walrus is on my Steam, and he was kind enough to actually go through, and now I don't have KSP on Steam, just so you guys know. I have the actual download of KSP. But Walrus was kind enough to go ahead and go on Steam and collect all the trading cards on Steam um, for Kerbal Space Program, and then just give them to me as a kind gift. So, well, kind gift. I'll say a kind gift. He did ask for a shout out, but I'll give him a shout out anyway because that was actually a very, 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 very nice thing for him to do, and so he did that. And now that that's out of the way, not that it's not an important thing, but now that it's out of the way, what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and try to get ourselves into an intercept. And I'm doing this on camera. I'm doing an intercept on camera because it's super duper 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 important that we do this. It's not like one of those psychotic things, but it's super important that we get this. Okay, it looks like no matter where we circulate, it's going to need to speed up. So we're just trying to get into a nice orbit, I guess. Wait, where's our thing here? -7 degrees. Oh, okay, so maybe not as simple as originally thought. Now, I'm continuing this from where I left off previously, so I am absolutely not changing. Like, I have changed nothing. I mean, as soon as I got into orbit and cut the video, that was it. I was done. So, it looks like it's not going to be as simple as I thought, so there's a possibility that yes, I'm going to have to cut after a few maneuvers, but before a few maneuvers, but what we're going to do is, just so you guys know, is we're going to take the shuttle, the Elegant as I called it. We're going to take the shuttle with this fuel tank, which has a lot of fuel in it, and this is what we're going to be using for maneuvers. And the reason we're going to do that is so that the remaining fuel on the hitchhiker, because this can dock to that, the remaining fuel on the hitchhiker is going to be used to help push us out to Duna. So that's going to be a very important thing, and that's just for whatever. It's not there for anything, it's not there to be annoying or whatever. It's there for a very important reason. But while we're here, before everybody dies, let's go ahead and activate our individual scrubber units. So this is, yeah, activate scrubber, and then we should have activate recycler, deactivate recycler. Oh, the recycler's still on, so we shouldn't. No, we don't need the scrubbers here. Okay, yeah, turn those off. We don't want to waste it. We don't want to scrub. We want it to keep, because our guy here will do all the converting. So yeah, okay, we can leave those off. So you guys are going to be fine. You're going to be okay. You're going to be fine. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and just get ourselves into, it's going to take a little while. As you can see, the ship does not, well, the SAS is not helping, but the ship does not really want to move because she's so heavy. So I'm going to have to do some maneuvers to get us closer to the hitchhiker, but we're going to go from here to the hitchhiker rather than the other way around so that we can have that big orange tank for us on the hitchhiker. So I think I'll see you guys when we're closer to actual docking, but I did want to get that shout out of the way. Not, out of the way sounds like it was an annoyance, but it really wasn't. I just wanted to get it there for you and tell you guys that that was awesome. From here, we're just going to go ahead and dock with the hitchhiker, and I will see you guys when we're much closer to that, because that can take 10 or 15 minutes on its own. So I will see you guys when we're over there. Alright everyone, here we are, much closer to the hitchhiker, and we're just going to go ahead and decouple our nodes here, so just go ahead and bloop. Goodbye, little guy. Now it's time for the fun part, everybody. Now it's time to see if we can get ourselves all the way over there without killing ourselves. Probably not, but hey, who knows. Okay, RCS is on. RCS was on. I'm not sure why it turned off, but that was interesting. Okay, not that way. We want to go... Did I just redock? Control from here, docking cam... Nope. Okay, so we want to go that way. We really, really, really want to go that way. Are we going that way? Oh, good, we are going that way. Okay. We have enough monopropellant, but these thrusters are not exactly aligned to be of a lot of use to us, so that's going to be an issue. But that's okay. That's okay. We'll figure that part out. The hitchhiker's right down there. We just have to get to it. It shouldn't take us too long, I don't think. But for the purposes of saving time, I think the best thing to do is just to rotate ourselves over. And we'll use our forward and back thrusters more than our left and right, because our left and right, as it turns out right now, not super duper helpful. Not super duper helpful. So go ahead and do this, and then we'll go into linear mode in 1 second, just like this. And I think we'll go that way. And I think that's just how we're going to help ourselves out. So we're just going to go like that. And so we're going about 1 meter per second in that direction. Closest approach distance is 400 meters. Let's see if we can get that a little bit closer, maybe. 370, 65432-ish. Yeah, so we need to get a little bit closer. Our closest approach distance is going to be a little while, unfortunately. Now remember, we can't use all of our docking maneuver propellant right now, even though that's all we have left, or all we have. You know, it's it. That's all we have. We can't use it all right now because we do have to get within. We do have to dock once we get to the other station. So let's see if we can't just wiggle our way down closer. I think. Yeah, it looks like she doesn't want to wiggle very much. Looks like she wants very much to not wiggle at all. Okay, there we go. So let's just trying to get a little bit closer, 100. I don't like the idea that we're doing 3 meters per second. That's a little bit high, unfortunately, for speed. Especially with monopropellant, we've used up 20 units already. Okay, that gets us within 90, so let's go ahead and fast forward, and that way we can figure out how we're doing. Ooh, okay, so we're doing 4.1 meters per second. That's going to take a while to slow down. Alright. Yeah, so we're going to have to slow ourselves down a little bit. We'll start doing that, because now we don't have our thrusters anymore. We don't have our engine anymore. And any thrusting that we do that puts us too close or too far away from the ship jeopardizes our monopropellant tanks, and that's not a good thing at all. Alright, now we want to, not that way, we want to thrust up, because that'll help our speed. There we go. 8, 7, 6, there we are. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and 0-ish. We're going to quick save. Now we do have to rotate, so we're going to rotate back this way, because I can see where we are. So I want to rotate like this, I think. A little bit like this. Not perfectly like this, but roughly like so is how we want to be. And then we want to try our very, 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 very best to go down. Yeah, down would be a good one. So just going to head down. Down, nice and down. Nice and gentle down. Yeah, see, so now we're getting a lot better on we have 60 meters. So with a very teeny tiny thrust, we're actually able to get down to like 40, 30. Oh, too much. So within 30 meters, let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit. And we'll come right on down. So we're only doing like 0.4 meters per second. So much more helpful, so much better. It looks like our orbit's going to take us to the dark side here pretty quick. But since we're here, check it out. Look at that. Super fast. Set as target. Here's our docking alignment camera. We are in fact going to switch to control from here because we're controlling from this side of the ship. That will help us out immensely, and I should have done that a lot earlier, but that's okay. Okay, let's go ahead and rotate ourselves around. Well, according to this, so that's why I like the docking alignment a little bit better, because according to this, we need to turn this way, and then from here we need to turn, yeah, this way. So that's really interesting. Overmuch. T. Yeah, it's not. V and V and V. Chase cam, please, because now I'm all flummoxy and backwards because we're upside down. All right, so I want to go this way. There it is. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I want to go this way. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. All right, that way and then this way. And we have a crap ton of monopropellant to work with. We really do. But again, it all comes down to not wanting to get ourselves like just stuck on the other end is what we don't want to do. Okay, we're going to rotate so that we're lined up semi-properly. I guess to line up properly, we do want to spin completely over because we want to go that way, right? We want to be lined up like that. So that's how we're going to do it. All right, perfect. Now we're in rotation. We want to be in linear, and to do this, we want to go up, I guess, not down. It looks like our docking clamp is backwards in consideration or comparison to our nose here, so that might be an issue, but we'll figure that part out. Then we want to go that way. Very much we want to go that way because we're going in the wrong direction. That way, yay, okay, whoa, 9 meters we're up to. Wow, okay. So there you go. Now we'll just fast forward really quick. And, well, speed up, time accelerate, not like that, not like that, not like that. Back it off, back it off. Back it off just a little bit. Why is our docking alignment going all weird like that? That's really weird. Can we, is it work? Is it, yeah, our little, oh, there we go, our little green arrow's coming back. That's, oh, there it goes, okay, it's speed. No, it was just so far, it's not return on investment, what's the word I'm looking for? It's, ooh, it's, exponential. The movement speed is exponential, is basically what it is. So, if the Whoa, 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 whoa. We are way off. We are way off. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. Wow, that's really close, though. I like that, that's really close like that. Yeah, so the movement speed is exponential for this little green arrow. So if it's way up here, it's going to look like it's moving really slow, but the closer it gets to the center, the faster it moves. Wow, that was... Okay, so that was a little bit quick, unfortunately. No, it wasn't super fast. Well, it wasn't super dainty. It really wasn't. But we're here. We're in the spot. We're in the moment. We're in the know. So, caution is the better part of valor in that case. We want to go this way. We want to keep our nose up a little bit, just gentle. There it is. Okay, there we go. There we go. So I came at that one a little bit fast. My bad, guys. My bad. I guess I'm in a little bit of a hurry. I shouldn't be, but I am. Or at least I feel like I am. And the indication that I just almost smashed this, like, headlong into this ship without, you know, correctly docking kind of indicates that I am. So let's go ahead and dock really quick. Let's turn off our RCS and SAS. We shouldn't need it anymore. And give them a nice big mwah. Ah, and look, there's our docking clamp. And we got our quantum struts all locked in. And we are a very long ship. Long ship is long. Long ship is indeed long. And how much fuel do we have in our staging? So that would be this engine here. It's got a lot of fuel in it, which is great. Duna is our destination. We have a docking clamp there, which goes to that engine. That is not what we want. We want it here. Now, we may have to... This, again, comes from a reloading thing. We may have to reload, and I say that because the staging for docking and undocking ships with multiple staging has been corrected by Squad, and that correction has unfortunately caused massive amounts of issues. It caused massive amounts of issues in the fact that it... even though your staging looks correct, you can stage, and it'll stage the top stage first and then the second stage. I don't know why. It's just the way it's programmed. So I'm quick saving, and I'm moving the stages where they're supposed to be, but we're going to manually stage this when it's time, so that, and activate the engine when it's time, so that this doesn't go all weird. But now that we're all locked in and we're all ready to go, we are going to head to Duna, and we've only used 2 units of oxygen, so that's a good sign. We've only been up here for about 10 minutes, but 2 units of oxygen in 10 minutes can't be that bad, right? So I have to set up a burn node and everything. We may want to push ourselves into a higher orbit. I'll make those choices off camera. But then once we start our burn, I will absolutely include you guys in that, because this is, of course, all experimental. There's a high potential chance something may break, something may explode, something may implode, and at that point, we may have to launch a rescue mission. I hope we don't, but provided, the only thing, we can basically lose the ship up to about here. Yeah, up to about here, and we'll be fine. We can lose all this up to about here. If anything above this goes, we have a problem, because that's our power, it's our monopropellant, it's our oxygen, and then it's our crew. So, you know, crew's farthest away from the burning bits, but that doesn't mean anything. And the docking clamp's important too, unless we do an EVA rescue. But for now, gonna quick save, and we're gonna go ahead and pause here while I get the burn all set up for Duna, and then we'll get out to Duna, because we don't have much time. We only have 0.07 of a seventh of a degree, or 700th of a degree. So yeah, it's intense. So I'll see you guys on the other side of the burn, or node anyway, when we start our burn. Yeah, see you there. Alright everyone, here we are. Now this big tank only has about 73 meters per second left of burn in it, and because of that and because of our node time, I'm thinking that we're going to go ahead and start our burn now. I know we're pointing at Kerbin, but we're going to start our burn now. We're going to burn out this orange tank, which is going to give us a lot of delta V, honestly, for it. Even at only 73 meters per second, that's still a lot here. And we're going to start our burn here, and then we're going to calculate how long it's going to take the hitchhiker to push us, and hopefully it won't be too much. So we're going to go ahead and start our burn now. And I'm going to be as gentle with it as possible, so it's just going to be a nice, gentle, slow burn. Now it says the burn's going to take 49 seconds, but we know that we're going to run out. Yeah, we know that we're going to run out of fuel because of that. And I do need to turn on my SAS unit really quick, just to kind of keep it straight. Okay, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel is out. Now we want to... I'm going to do this manually, like I said. So we're going to decouple. And then we're going to activate engine. I want to activate. And we're going to jettison and jettison. There we go. So that jettisons our little guys there. Bye-bye, little guys. Alright, now let's go ahead and throttle up and see how long it's going to take us. Alright, 16 minutes, so not bad on the burn time. Now, I'm going to keep an eye on this because it's going to have some trouble staying straight, but our burn is good, our ship is not too wobbly, so I will see you guys when we're closer to Duna, because this is not bad. It's only a 905 or 6 meter per second burn, and it is in fact we're pretty well set on our timer. So I'm just gonna have to adjust and make sure that we stay straight for the entire time. So I'll see you guys over at Duna if we all survive. But of course, if something goes wrong, I'll keep you guys updated. Absolutely. So I'll see you there. Well, according to Bubby there, who was apparently on the radio, we have arrived, or almost arrived. As you can see, there is Duna right over there, that little sliver of light. We have to get into orbit. Now, we were on the wrong side. We came in on the wrong side, so I did have to perform a burn to push our orbit to the other side, so we'd be going in the correct direction. But at this point, we are all set up for a negative burn, I guess you can call it, a slowdown burn. It took us a lot of oxygen to get here, as you can see. It took us quite a fair bit of oxygen to get here. Out of the 19,795 we left Kerbin with, and I'll say this is 75 because that's about where we started our burn, we showed up with 3,875, so we used roughly 15,000, yeah, roughly-ish 16,000 units of oxygen, not including the 67% return on our saccular. So yeah, some pretty hairy stuff. The fact that you can use up almost entire tanks, like full tanks of O2 here. But hey, the 7 of you made it here in one piece, and that's a good sign. So I'm going to go ahead and do the burn off camera like I usually do, because it's going to be a long deorbit burn. But then I'm going to bring you guys in. Absolutely, I'm going to bring you guys in for the docking maneuver, because that's going to be the funnest thing. And I'm debating right now whether or not I'll do the docking maneuver in cockpit, because we can go inside the cockpit and then I can use like the camera and the maneuver node system. Yes, the maneuver node system in order to dock, and I wonder if it would be better to do it that way. So I'll debate and we'll see how it works, but right now it's a very teeny tiny cabin, honestly, tiny cabin. But right now we just have to get into an orbit, and then we have to get into an intercept, and we have enough delta V for both of those things, so we shouldn't have any kind of problems. The ship has been handling just fine without that extra thrust. I guess this teeny tiny thrust on this nuclear engine hasn't been pushing quite so hard on the one decoupler that's attached, so no concern there. So we seem to be flying just fine. So I'll see you guys when we get into orbit around Duna, or most likely when we get closer. I think I'll just perform the intercept maneuver and everything off camera too, so that I'll see you guys when we get actually to the Xavier, and then I'll have everybody transfer over. So that's going to be the super fun part. So I will see you guys when we're there. Alright everyone, very slow frame rate, but here we are. There's the Xavier at 474.8. We're probably going to be moving slightly farther away from her here in a minute, because we are in a much higher orbit. But it is now time to do some station keeping here on our Elegant. The Elegant will be hijacking as much monopropellant and, if necessary, fuel from the Hitchhiker, and the Hitchhiker will be leaving us for a rendezvous with the dirt side of Duna. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, to do that, we have to be extremely cautious, but I should be able to just stage through. So let's go ahead and stage very gently. Okay, there's 1, 2, and our final stage is now. And okay, so we were expecting that, but it looks like we are okay. It looks like we are okay. So let's go ahead and switch over to the Hitchhiker, a very wonderful little ship we got here. We're going to control from this side to make sure we are pointed in the right direction, which we are. Just tilt sideways a little bit, and then she's just going to throttle up nice and gentle, and she's going to lose orbit. Okay, we want to lose orbit, not gain orbit, so that was my bad. Let's flip her around. So again, a little bit of frame rate issues, a little slow frame rate, but it'll be fine. We are actually speeding past the Elegant, not good, unfortunately, but let's go ahead, and there we go, we'll throttle up this way. Alright, and there we go. We're just going to use what's left of our delta V here. Whoop. Pause. Lost that one. Put too much oomph in our turn. Yeah, I do not have a lot of control over this guy, especially with all that weight on the nose. Come on, Hitchhiker, you can do it. It's a slow frame rate issue, unfortunately, but there goes our ship. Okay, there goes the Elegant. Enough fuel and power to run on her own, so she does not need the generators or anything from the Hitchhiker, so we're fine there. I'm thinking though that the Hitchhiker may need an upgrade. She was built way back in 0.19, I think, way back, and she has never been upgraded. Alright, so that's a crashing orbit there. So, goodbye, Hitchhiker. You were a good ship. We don't need your fuel or anything, so we will see you later. Here is, of course, our big old boat, whose lights I thought I turned off, but apparently I did not. That's really odd. Okay, lights off. Alright, there you go, lights off. Now, where do we want to land? So we have that on that side. We have this on this side, this on this side. Where is our... Ooh. Well, I think for safety purposes, we're going to have to get rid of a hitchhiker, but for our initial landing, I think we're going to come in right here. I think we're going to come in right on this docking port way over here. But now that I'm looking at it, we have too much stuff on this station. I didn't even think about the hitchhiker units. We are probably going to have to get rid of them, at least one of them. Having them here is nice. Having two here is really nice, but we're running a little low on stuff, on places to put things. So yeah, I think the shuttle's going to land right here is where we're going to put the shuttle. So let's go ahead and head. Well, I guess we can kick the lights on. Here we are. So yeah, we just want to gonna quick save some more because that's what we do up in here. Now we want to control the ship from. Well, I guess we can control the ship from here. No problem there, right? Control from here. Is that? Yep, that is right. So let's turn off our SAS units and let's roll over. And we just kind of want to thrust towards the station. That's all we want to do. Nothing super special, nothing super psychotic. Again, a really slow frame rate, probably because of all the parts and pieces currently located on the Xavier. Not going to be using the engines. Not going to be using the engines for this. This is all going to be thrusters only. So that's just going to be really super safe for us. So let's go ahead and throttle ourselves. Oop, not turn. I did that wrong. We want docking maneuvering. There you go. And we just want to throttle up and head towards the station. Alright. So that's going to put us within. Let's rotate a little bit. I guess we can get into chase cam. Oh, we were almost in. There you go. Pardon me. So we are going to go into chase cam here. Going to throttle up a little bit. 400 meters, it says. 300 meters. Cool. It's going to take us 5 minutes to get there. 200 meters. Fine. Oh, we are going 1.6 meters per second. We're going to have to adjust that. We'll get within, say, I think 50 would be a nice, good number. Oh, there we go. Wow, there we go. Oof. Let's go ahead and back that off a little bit. There you go, 50. And that'll be 4 minutes from now, so let's go ahead and just let time and us come together as good friends and be very, very cautious about that, because the last thing we want to do is crash into the Xavier with a shuttle full of Kerbals. I don't really want to kill you guys. I know that a lot of people are like, oh, he's going to kill everybody. I'm trying my best not to, people. I really am. Okay, let's take a quick look at our resources. Lots of monopropellant left, lots of oxygen left, lots and lots of oxygen left. The oxygen that we are taking to the station. Oh, and look at that right there. Where we want to dock, right there at the end. Can I target that from here? Are we too far away? We're still too far away, I think. So let's rotate, since that's where we are going to target. We're going to rotate just a little bit. And just like that. Alright, perfect. Now we want to not turn, really. We want to thrust sideways. Yep, just like that. Nothing too special, nothing too psychotic, just a nice little inefficient. It's going to be an inefficient burn sideways because, of course, our thrusters are at odd angles, but you know what? That's the best we got. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to lift ourselves up a little bit. There we go. We're only going to come off at 22 meters off, so I think we'll back off a little bit. This was going to be tough because we are doing 1.4 meters a second at the station. Alright, so... And I'm not sure. Yeah, we really should back off a little bit. Alright, 1.1 meters per second. There we go. Do want to thrust up, though. 0.8 meters, I like that. Alright, here we go, here we go. We are going to head up over the station. It should be almost perfect. Alright, now, as I said, I was debating doing this from the cockpit view, but I'm not going to. Maybe like right at the end. Even then, it gets a little bit iffy. So let's go ahead and bring ourselves down. We don't want that anymore. Perfect. All right. Now we do want to target this little guy. Set as target. Now I'm not going to open up the docking clamp just yet. And the reason for that is because I do absolutely need to check our. I'm going to control from here. But we do need to check our systems. as it pertains to our shuttle docking ability. I don't want us exploding horribly is really and if we are going to explode horribly, I'd like to be not moving forward is how that's going to work. So how's our thrusters doing? I just changed our thrusters a little bit. I changed our thrusters. Okay. So yeah, I'd like us to be not moving when this happens, and for that to happen, I just have to be very, 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 very cautious. That's alright, that's that way. We want to move this way. This is the direction we want to move, okay? And then up rather than down. Slow us down a little bit. Perfect. There it is. Okay, now I'm getting the hang of it again. So let's go ahead and head on over. Just like so. I will turn on the docking camera though, because I'm curious about seeing if the docking cam... Whoa. Activate docking cam. Now the docking cam should just show us the... Oh, okay, it doesn't show us the docking port. It just shows us the outside. Too bad. I was hoping it'd be covered up by the docking port so that when it opened it looked really cool, but it is not. It does not. It is not showing that, so that's okay. You're pretty much almost perfectly aligned, honestly, which is really nice. Because this is at a 45-degree angle from the rest of the ship, so the docking port is at a 45-degrey angle, so even though this says we're at an odd angle, we are almost straight up and down. And I could, if we wanted to, we could straighten ourselves out this way. Like so, just for funsies. Just for fun. Just for reasons. Just for things. Let's go ahead and tee off. I'm going to say tee off, but that's not how I meant it to be. Okay, there we go. And tee back on. And slow ourselves down a little bit. Yeah, kind of keep us straight. It's not going to be perfect. The frame rate is way too slow to be perfect, and I'm okay with that. Alright, we really want to slow ourselves down. Hey, we're doing pretty good on this one, guys. We're doing pretty good on this one, alright? And although I'm backwards, my controls are backwards a little bit, so up is not up, down is not down, that kind of thing. Well, up on the controller is up, so it feels weird. It feels weird because I want to control from here, but I'm controlling from here, so it feels really weird. Alright, and we still want to go this way a little bit. Alright, we can fast forward time just a teeny tiny bit, I think. There we go. Alright, now we want to come back this way. And we want to go up this way. And we're docking this on the dark side, of course, of the clamp, not the dark side of Duna, but the dark side of the clamp, so that's kind of tough. Alright, and then we want to just kind of keep going this way just a little bit. And we are basically at 0 speed, and I'm going to quick save just because that's what I do before I do something that's about to kill everybody on board. Now I did test this on the launch pad several times, and it didn't break the ship apart, so it should not break the ship apart. Open port shield. Come on, I know it's slow. And we're good, perfect, great, wonderful. Now we do have to wait for the docking port to extend. Alright, and there she is. Alright, good. Now we do need to realign. We're pretty much aligned. We're very well aligned, honestly. And let's go ahead and try to keep ourselves straight as possible. We want to go to rotation mode because we are off just a teeny tiny bit. Oop, wrong way. Alright, like that. Yep, rotate. Nice gentle rotation. Perfect. Okay. Now we want to go in, and in is not that way. In is this way. We want to do about 2 meters per second, at least 2 meters per second, just for safety purposes. We also want to make sure we hit the docking clamp roughly in the middle. That's going to be important. We have to hit the docking clamp roughly dead center because we could actually break the ship completely in two if we didn't. So we're going to try our best to hit the docking clamp as close to center as possible. We do need a little bit more speed though. We know that these docking clamps are finicky, very finicky. See, I will show you a cockpit view though. This is what it would look like from the cockpit if we were doing it from a cockpit view. You'd see the camera and you'd see our angle port and everything, but apparently the cockpit view changes where we control from. Ooh, I did not know that. That's not good. Let's go ahead and go back to control from here. Whoop, and there it is. Okay, so apparently the cockpit view changes where you control from. So I wouldn't have been able to do it from cockpit view. Ha 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 ha. Good to know. Unfortunate, but good to know. Alright, so 2.2 meters per second. It's going to be a little slow, guys, like I said, because 0.3 meters per second. Because we are, of course, you know, we're very few frames per second, but the flight is at 96 days, which isn't too bad. And come on, we can do this thing at 4 frames per second. How are we aligned? Ooh, we're a little off on our alignment. Well, it says we're a little off on our alignment. So let's get our alignment back on track. So I love the combination of these two mods, and I know I say that like every time I dock something, but I really do love the combination of these two mods because the camera mod basically shows you where your docking port is pointed, and then you have the alignment mod, which assists in telling you if it's aligned properly as well. So both of them together give you a lot more data than you actually need to dock. But this is super duper helpful because you can just do this and you don't have to worry about crashing into something or having your docking alignment off too much or any of those things like that. Now we should be able to go right in, nice and gentle. We're doing 0.3 meters per second. Should be more than enough and not too much. So R and T, and just go ahead and latch on there, sweetie. And did she? She's trying. Please tell me you're trying. Please tell me that wasn't that was a fluke. That was a fluke. T and R and turn. She didn't dock. Okay, we're gonna have to lock ourselves in. We're gonna lock in time. We were doing 0.3 meters per second and she refused to dock. That is no bueno. I do not know what happened there. Let's rotate. Let's turn off that. Oh, I'm rotating the wrong way is what I'm doing wrong. Okay. So again, I'm controlling her from the nose cone, not from the... Alright, so we're having a bit of a problem here. I'm not sure if that was a docking issue with the docking clamp, or if that was a docking issue with the ship, or what that was. So we want to rotate. Yeah, we want to rotate like so. Alright. Wow, this is really tough at this low frame rate. We want to come back. I am in rotation mode. I want to come back this way. Is it this way? No, I was the right way, I think. Crap. Which way are we rotating? That way's the wrong way. This way's the right way. And we're getting off center of the track. There it is. Okay, there it is. Ooh, tough stuff, tough stuff, tough stuff. Alright, back to linear. Now I want to go down because we need to get our speed back. Now, because of that issue, we are going to try a ramming maneuver, I think. And NASA tried this once. I think it was with... I'm going to go ahead and say Gemini. I've been corrected so many times when it comes to who I think do things. Ask Scott. Scott would probably know. But as for me, I'm pretty sure it was Gemini for docking. And one of the docking maneuvers they attempted would not lock. It would not lock. The locking clamp for a general dock would not lock. And they're like... ram it, basically, is what they said. They just said it should dock if you're moving at X number of meters per second. And so they said okay, and they sped up, and they basically jammed it in there. And they just held it. And they said you should just only have to hold it for like 10 or 15 seconds, or 10 or 12 seconds, or something like that. It was actually a really long time. In space, 10 or 12 seconds is forever. And what ended up happening is he just rammed it in there and just held it there with the RCS, and they're just holding it. And after a minute or two, it's just like they heard him because there's like 12 or 7 or 8 or 12 or something like that. It was a weird number of there's a weird number of automatic pressure clamps in there, and if you hit it hard enough, they lock in, and that's basically what they had to do, is they had to hit it really hard. So we're just going to go 0.5. I think 0.5 is what we were doing last time we did a force dock, but don't know how that's going to work here because we're a little off center, but that's okay. Can't really fix it now. And dock, you horrible, horrible woman. R and T. Did she bounce off again? Okay, this is a docking clamp. I know this is a docking clamp. This should be working. If it isn't working, we're gonna have an issue. Is it just because of that clamp? What is going on here? Alright. We'll give it another shot. If I have to, I'll take a break, because I'm really... I'm suppressing the urge to cough really bad. Unfortunately, I'm not feeling 100%. And this was supposed to be a very easy little smooch, and that was it. And we've smooched her twice, hard enough to almost push her out of orbit. That was a 0.5 meter per second dock. If we have to go 1 meter per second to dock, that's dangerous. That's braking stuff time. That's the speed at which you can start breaking things off the ship. And so we don't want that. We do not want that. Alright, so we'll go ahead and give this another shot. I'm trying to be gentle and polite about this, but we're changing our orbit every time we bump her. I know that because we're hitting her with enough force to change her speed. Okay, up. No, not down. Up. Up, 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 the other way. Other way. There it is. Okay. All right, are we aligned? We're basically aligned. We're pretty much dead on. We are dead on almost. Almost dead on. All right, now I can kind of, I've never used this docking clamp before, and honestly I can kind of say maybe I should have tested the docking clamp functionality, but this is a B9 docking clamp. It should work fine. It should work absolutely fine. Oh, I don't want to try this again right now because of this. I don't, I know that sounds bad, but I don't want to try this again because I don't want to hit the ship really hard and just keep hitting her and hitting her and hitting her and having nothing happen, but there's no other docking clamps we can. I don't think it's this docking clamp either. I think it's the one that's on the ship. I think it's this one, but this is a docking clamp. B9 docking clamp. I know for a fact it should work. The only thing I can think of is that we're at like 2 frames per second. And I may have to dock it off camera, and I don't want to dock it off camera. I want you guys to be here for when we you know, when they stick together. And for whatever reason, it's just like nope, 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 not gonna happen. And that's really, really annoying for me because I very much very much would like these things to dock. So I'm thinking that 0.4 meters per, or 4 point, there you go, millimeters per second. So now we're heading back towards the ship. Okay, let me quick save really quick. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to turn off the camera. I'm going to turn off the camera. I'm going to attempt to dock. If it docks with a slightly higher frame rate, don't know why I would, but if it docks with a slightly higher frame rate, then I know that the problem is with the camera, and we're going to continue from there. If it continues to not docking, it is going to continue to not dock, then I know the problem is with the docking clamp, and there's nothing we can do about it now. At which point we're going to send the shuttle, sad as this may seem, we're going to send the shuttle into oblivion, I think. Yeah, it's quite the possibility. And I'm really upset about that because I'd very much like to keep the shuttle on hand in case we need it, or at least for parts, or because it has 3,000 units of oxygen in it. You know, any number of reasons. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And if she won't dock, I'll come back and we'll figure it out. So see you guys in a minute, regardless of what happens. I'll see you guys in 1 second. Alright everyone, I tried 3 or 4 more times. I even moved the ship over to this docking port and tried there, no go. I even like hit the docking port and just kept thrusting into it, like just continuously thrust into it, and all it did is move the station around. So I want to let you guys know that I did reload the game back to just before I cut the video because this falls under glitching mod issues because everything should be working fine. Everything should be working 100%, and it's not. And there's nothing we can do about that here. So it is time to figure out what we're going to do. And I think what we're going to do is we're not going to ditch this. We're not going to ditch this. There's too many parts, but we are going to evacuate. We are going to evacuate. Now, Valley, Hi-Fly, Ligsby, and Yuki, you 4 are our science crew. Now, we're not all one ship right now, so I have to kind of look around and see where I want to put everybody. I think for the moment we're just going to take Yuki, Ligsby, Hi-Fly, and Valley, and we're going to move them directly into the other hitchhikers. You guys are going from hitchhiker to hitchhiker. I do apologize for that, but right now there's really nothing I can do. Once that's done, we're going to have to move the Elegant away from the ship for the purposes of keeping everybody safe. We don't want a collision either on this orbit or on any other orbit, so we're going to move it into, I think, a slightly lower orbit. But what's great about it is it has enough fuel for the mechanical brain on board to bring it back if we need it. So we're just going to let it do its own thing in a slightly lower orbit. I think is how we're gonna run that. But before we do that, of course, we are just going to bring everybody into the station. Now, I am at 1 frame per second now, officially at 1 frame per second now. So just so you guys know. I really should kill all the lights, but I kind of want you guys to see everything. I guess we could just turn on our Kerbals lights and that would help. But right now there are too many lights and too many parts and too much crap flying around, and it's just super duper dangerous, or at least super slow with all that stuff in the way. So let's go ahead and back off. You're going to hit it too hard. Oh, Valley, learn to fly, little one. No, I'm joking. I need to learn you how to fly proper is what I need. Alright. So let's go ahead and grab hold Grab! Yay! Alright, and if you could just board, that would be great. Board. Perfect. So our first Kerbal is on board. That's awesome. Hi Fly Sir, you are next. Feel free to EVA. Let go. Let go, please. Alright, RCS up. Now, the RCS will attempt to orient to the camera. That's what you see going on here. But because I don't have camera plus EVA orientation, if I move too quickly, the orientation will become bugged and the Kerbal in question will fly out of control. So I have to be very cautious about that. And at 1 or 2 frames per second, I'm not entirely sure if he's even, set properly. So we're going to take the chance and say hope, hope, hope that he is. Alright, so there's 2. And I do really apologize that that the ship can't dock, but yep, them's the brakes. We used a part we never used before, and that was totally my fault. Totally my fault. But I'm having some ideas with regards to the ship, and that's good. Ideas are good. I like ideas. Alright, whoa, whoa, whoa. A little fast, a little forward, a little what's-its. Let's go ahead and grab hold. Grab hold. I know you're there. Okay, maybe you're not there. Grab, anytime. There it is, grab. Alright, and feel free to board. Gotta go down. Alright, there it is, board. Alright. Ligsby, EVA, buddy. There you go. You know what I keep forgetting to do? I need to turn off the lights. I keep forgetting to turn off the lights, alright? We'll orient the camera as best we can. If I change the camera, too, it kind of confuses the system, so I have to be cautious about that as well. As you can see, Ligsby is having a little bit of trouble with his orientation. Ligsby, you didn't get much EVA training, did you, little buddy? He's like, nope, nope. Not enough anyway. Alright, we're going to go around the wing. Around the wing. Alright, kick on your headlamp. Oh, your headlamp is on, my bad, sorry. Alright, and we'll kick off the lights, because the lights do take a lot to render, and so do the shadows, and that should up our frame rate by like 2 or 3 frames. Not a lot, but it'll be a lot prettier than it is, because I've never liked having the game be like 5-6 frames per second. That's never been fun for me. I've tried to keep our parts low enough to where that isn't a problem, but with all these mods and everything, okay, kill the lights. There you go. Bye-bye lights. Yeah, wow, okay. Looks like we shut off the lights, but they're having a little bit of trouble staying off. And there we go. Okay, we'll keep the shuttle lights on though. Yuki, you're next. Kick on your lights. Yeah, we're getting slightly better frame rate. So, alright, RCS up, and let's go. Alright, there we are. And again, so Yuki's having a little bit of orientation issue too. Yeah, we are getting a slightly better frame rate. The shuttle is still causing a little bit of a problem there, but we're going to leave its lights on so that we can see it. It's only moving a couple of millimeters per second in any given direction, so it's not that big a deal. I'm not too concerned with it smashing into anything right now. And even if it does, it'll just do a light bump. And I want to let you guys know that I did try going both very quickly and very slowly. I tried wiggling the 2 ports together as best I could. Neither of those things worked. I was moving at like 0.1 meter per second. Yuki, there you go. Careful. There you go. Okay, you're good to go. I was moving at like 0.1 meters per second on one docking attempt. Did not work. I was moving... Okay, looks like we have Danny and Jake. Why don't we have... okay, that's got to be a bug. Okay, we're going to call it a bug, but we're going to say you can get out this way, right? Okay, Bubby, you can get out this way. Good. So Danny and Jake are our remaining 2 Kerbals who I can see. Bubby's going to remain inside. Now, Danny... Well, you know what? We only have enough room for you guys to go into the science module, I guess, so that's where you're headed. That's your gig. You're going to be heading into the science module here, so let's back off from the ship. Let's correct that. Try again. There you go. Yeah, you can reset. I can reset the RCS by doing that, but it's not the brightest or the best idea. There you go. Alright, so it looks like, Jake and Danny are going to head inside the science module. And of course, we're going to have Bubby be our commander, because a commander is a commander is a commander. It can't be helped, right? And we'll figure out what to do with the ship. Like I said, I'm having an idea of what to do with the ship, because you can recycle debris. And I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt that I didn't think about this before when it came to the hitchhikers. But since you can recycle debris, what we can do is we can rename the ship, and we can rename it as debris. We can call it debris straight up and be like, you're debris. And it will, we can then use the launch pad to recycle it. And so we get some of our parts back. The downside is, of course, is we don't have we brought parts with us. We brought rocket parts with us. So We can't recycle it like right away is our biggest problem. But as long as we're good for its current position, because yeah, it's slowly floating away, but as long as it's good in its current position, I'm thinking that we will go ahead and do that, because that'll be the, oh, his lights are on, because that'll be the better of the two options, is to, you know, even if the ship is not functional, if it's short range only, there's no reason keeping it on board. Can't land, you know, so that's pointless. So I think we'll recycle it. And like I said, with the two hitchhikers that we threw into Duna, we didn't really have a place to park them. I was hoping to park the shuttle on the station, but since we didn't have a place to park them, that became kind of an issue. So it's better that we dump them than not, I think, at this point. Board, there you go, buddy. Okay, so now we have two people inside. Let's switch over. Now, Bubby's not visible, but we'll go ahead and do that. There you go. Now Bubby's visible. Hey, Bubby, let's go ahead and let go. And, of course, we'll RCS up and we'll move away from the ship. Now, the ship has a mechanical brain. We made sure to put one on there in case our Kerbals didn't make it, which means that we can still control it even without anybody on board. And I would rather everybody be away from it, away from danger, away from the ship, where everything will be fine. And there's Ike, of course, way over there, chilling out, hanging out, watching us do our thing, giggling at us. It's like, haha, they can't do anything, right? It's like, oh, shut up. Alright. Well, wait, there was something that we needed to do, and I think Bubby is perfect for this. So before you go inside, Bubby, and before we do much anything else, let's head, where is she? I think she's on this end. Yep, she's right over here. We're going to bypass the command module for a second. Bye-bye, command module. And Bubby's going to do a first long-term spacewalk. Not a huge spacewalk, but just a first long-term spacewalk, because we did need to remove these two docking clamps. Or these two decouplers here. And that was a very important thing that we needed to do for station keeping. And since we're here and we're outside, we're going to do some station keeping. Absolutely. We're going to, I think I can decouple. I think I can decouple can you decouple this? Okay, it looks like Kerbals can't fire decouplers. I wish that was something that could change. So Kerbals can undock things, but they can't fire decouplers. Okay. Good to know. Bubby, do not hit that heat panel there. You'll probably burn yourself and break something, and that's a combination we do not need right now. Alright, so I guess it's your turn to go back inside, little buddy. So he's going to head back inside really quick. Gonna head into the command module where he will be commanding everybody. Now, I don't want to move everybody around right away, but the people aren't exactly where you guys aren't exactly where I wanted you to be. Board, there we go. So, I mean, I wasn't even going to have Bubby be commander. I was going to have somebody else be commander because Bubby was pilot, you know. But since we're here and since we're doing our thing anyway, let's go ahead and check some stuff here on the ship. Yeah, she'll just keep floating around, and I'm okay with that for now because we have some time. Let's check our reactor. 0.17 UF6. So, in the time that it's been here, we haven't actually lost that much. Now, let's go ahead and we're going to not activate antimatter. We're not going to... Can we reprocess nuclear fuel? Really? Can we do that? Let's try that. Let's reprocess nuclear fuel, I guess. And we'll begin research as well. Can you do both things? I don't know. If we can reprocess our nuclear fuel, that'd be awesome. But I'm not sure if we can. Well, I'll have to figure that out. But currently we are active, so because we're active, let's turn our lights on. We don't want to activate scrubber. We do want to activate our recycler, though. Activate recycler. There we go, because we're starting to generate CO2 already. Yeah, I really wanted to dock these two things together because there's this huge amount of oxygen located within that ship, and... Okay, guys, I have a small idea. I have a very small idea. A very crazy idea, but we're gonna try it. I'm gonna see we're gonna see if it works, but I have to do it off camera. I have to do it off camera because I have to go back to the VAB, and I have to contact Kerbal Space Command, and I have to ask them some questions and have them send us some parts or some ideas or some things. So let's go ahead. Well, before we do that, let's quick save, because we were going to do station keeping stuff. Now the ship is just hanging there in space, but it's not moving very fast, so we have some time to deal with this. Now, we need to decouple these two plates here, which are these two plates here. And what I'm going to do is just going to Alt-L. Wow, lag. Okay, I'm going to get rid of SmecJeb. We do not need him right now. He's just in the way. Alt-L. Okay. Whoa. Okay, that was a bad idea. Oh, my RCS and SAS is on. Eek. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother fixing that. We just started moving, but I can station keep this shuttle easier than I can this. Okay, yeah, that really screwed us up. Great, now I gotta fix the shuttle. The easiest way to do this is actually kind of awesome. The easiest way to do this is to set a target. And I dropped MechJet, but what you can do is you can do this, and you can say rendezvous, and you can see our speed is 42 or 43 millimeters per second. So we can say SAS off, RCS on, and then we can do this. 30, 26, 17, 9, okay, 10 millimeters in the other direction. So you can do stuff like that, which kind of keeps you stable. You know, you're not 100% stable, but it's almost like, it's just a little bit of station keeping is all it is. It's nothing big. But it's fine. We'll keep that. And I'll just keep an eye on it, because 11 millimeters per second is not that much. As long as we're not headed towards the ship, we'll be fine. As long as we're not headed towards the ship. Now, as I said, what I wanted to do is we need a quick save, because again, we have all these things docked together, and this should be the one that goes off, and this is these two here. If this one goes off, which is this docking clamp, we will be reloading, because that's just a bug. Well, we can do it manually, I suppose. Let's do it manually. Bing! Bye-bye. And then I need this one on this side. Bye-bye. So we just ditched those. That's perfect. That's great. That's wonderful. We're going to quick save again for safety purposes, just in case there's a bug. But we do have to do one more thing, which is to open. And here we go. Here it goes. Big semi-transformer sound there. Now everything should work fine. Nothing should intersect. I built this with the idea that this would be much closer to this. So this whole thing in the middle here is actually just a big buffer we don't need. But there we go. There it is. There's our launch platform for spaceships. Don't know how well it's going to work. That's something that we're going to have to test. And I think our first test is going to come up real quick, real soon. Because we need to figure out a way what to do with this shuttle, and I'm having an idea. And so because of that, I'm going to head back to the VAB. I'm going to design a couple of things off camera really quick, and then we're going to bring it right on back here and see if we can get things working for us. So I will be right back, and that'll also help because we can get rid of some of our rocket parts, and that way if this doesn't work, or even if it does work, we can in fact get rid of one or two of these hitchhikers as debris, which will give us more rocket parts. Hey, look at that. But like I said, in order to do that, I have to head back to the VAB and design a couple of things really quick, and then we'll be right back. So I'll see you guys right back here, where we're going to launch our first prefab ship beamed to us from Kerbal Space Command. Awesome stuff, right? Right. So I'll see you guys then. Alright everybody, we are back at the space station. Now I did go to the VAB and attempt to build our little guy. Well, I built our little guy, I built him perfectly, and I went to bring him out here, but then we ran into a minor bug, which is when you right click and you select show build menu, nothing happens. Now the reason for that is because this little guy is hard-coded. Yes, this little guy is hard-coded to not let you build ships if you're not sitting on the ground. Now I did try to do some editing off camera where I would change the mod to where it would let you build in space, but that's when I found out it was hard-coded, and what I mean by that is it's coded in such a way in the DLL, the plugin file, that you can't just change a configuration file and get it to work. Because of that, the station has lost roughly half of its functionality, and the Duna base is in slight jeopardy. But all is not lost. There is a secondary backup plan. As I said, Duna had kind of a dual. I had two ideas for Duna, and this was one of them. And unfortunately, this one did not pan out because I should have tested this in orbit. Initially, I did test it, but I tested it while it was stuck to a docking clamp on Kerbin, and I did not realize that the mod maker, the designer, had decided that you could not make launch ships in orbit. Because when I first tested it, all I wanted to do was test to see how far a ship was built from the platform, and so I built a Humble, and the Humble was started about, I don't know, a meter off, and I was like, okay, so you can build a ship and it'd be a meter off in space and you'd be fine. Well, it turns out that's not how the mod works, and so because of that, I couldn't build our little guy. So our shuttle is going to remain in a loose orbit. I'm just gonna let it fly out there. There's nothing we can do about it. The docking clamp doesn't work. I don't know why. I looked that up as well. No one has reported any errors on it, so But we do have a secondary option, and of course I am going to implement that secondary option. It's going to require a little bit of changing and a few more trips out here, and that includes more crew and more parts. Now, the more crew thing, that's up to you guys. So, everyone who's been watching, everyone who's still been keeping up and is currently a Kerbal on the list that you saw there, if you would very much like to volunteer for next mission's trip out to Duna, please, please, please show of hands and say, hey, I'd like to go, I'd like to go. That's going to require probably either another shuttle like this, well, with a redesign, because that docking clamp, as cool as it looks, does not work. Either a ship redesign or a very similar ship to bring out all the rest of our crew, but we are going to bring out more crew. That was needed regardless. So I'm giving you guys a heads up there. We do need a crew. But there is going to be some changes made to the process and the progress here. And as I said before, kind of a oopsie on my side, on my end, for not triple checking everything and for assuming, but at the same time kind of a at the other end for the modder not allowing for that. But I know why. I saw the code and I know why it doesn't allow for that, so I understand. And for those of you who are going to mention Orbital Constructor, I'm not interested in it. I took a look at it. It's a great mod, does allow you to build in orbit, but the way its functionality is not as clean cut as extraplanetary launch pads. I like this one better. I like its design better, and I kind of, even though its parts are kind of screwed up, I've already modded the crap out of it to make it work for us. So, not going to be switching mods midstream. But what I will tell you guys is that. Well, actually, I did tell you guys everything. I'm a little bit flustered right now because I'm kind of upset about this, and I'm thinking at the same time. But we're going to go ahead and end the episode here, I think. So for now, I would like to thank you all very much for joining me, 4KB Short, as well as Valley, Highfly, Ligsby, Yuki, Danny, Jake, and Bubby on this Let's Play of Kerbal Space Program and Kerbal Space Adventures, and we will be bringing more stuff out here to salvage this mission and the station in the next upcoming set of videos. So I would like to thank you very much for joining us, and I will see you guys there.